as I take my face off the screen, you know what I look like. Let's get down to business. All right, listen. You don't have to catch. You didn't. I just want to get into it, but you know what? It is what it is. TradeGateHub. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Scroll up. Two things. Scroll up and then go to our YouTube channel. You'll learn more exponentially by doing anything by the next words out of my mouth anyway. Okay, it is Monday, and that means the most important amount of data, at least that I do, even volume-wise, comes out. Pardon me. Always scroll up, and we give you basic sentiment calls. You know, the basic plan that you try to take money no matter what your style out of the market. And I got a lot of things flying through my head, so I apologize if I'm going on tangents. For those newer viewers, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your future participation. Click data, always to enlarge. There's the economic data for the week, potential catalysts, IBD, top 50 stocks. You know, scroll through it at your own time, please. Also, go watch the videos, multiple a day, including Dale's this morning, already garnering 353 views, more than I'll garner all week. And let's take it a step further. Let's look at past live streams, including last week. Coach, 2 days last week, 4,200 views. And then, of course, David Hunter, 10,000 views. Oof, killing it. Now, you don't have to be buying or trying to pick the bottom in Microsoft. You don't. It's not that type of day. You can very easily go on a new high list. And you can be looking at something like a BE, if you will, which is not actually the new high. But how about NBIS? Okay, there's something for everybody. Just like there's always another trade, there's a lot of things going on rotation. Chevron, I even believe, went negative at one point. That was maybe a cue of what's going on here. But how about NBIS? One point. That was maybe kind of said it this morning too. Nobody wants to participate. All right, car. There it is. Now the volume's just coming into it, which, by the way, is capitulation. I knew it. What the hell just happened to Hertz? Okay. 18,000 Hertz. Huh. So this downtick in Hertz, I buy it. It does that downtick. CLS new high today. Sherry was in it. You in this thing, Sherry? Still? A new high list is a good place to start every day. Let's go to a generic new high list. There's a good place to start. You don't have to be picking service now. New highs and lows. Let's even go with volume. This is bar chart. It's free. Go volume on new highs. Nokia new high. Intel new high. Marvell. NBIS brought it up. Lunar. How many times you're going to say it? LWLG is going to frighten me the rest of my life. I'm not in enough. Bell, I said, was a buy on the dip yesterday. Citicorp. If you thought Citicorp would be making a high this morning with Goldman Sachs, I believe at one point down, what, 45? Oh, no. Now Goldman, look at this retracement. Goldman was down 45 breaking day, not Citicorp. And by the way, Citicorp still taking calls, leaps. And for anybody that's on TGHDOGs, which one goes with Citi? You got that one. I know Jane Moore knows it. It's Morgan Stanley taking more calls. Sherry, I don't know what the LWLG. I know I could say that. I know I could say it's not where a stock has been; it's where it's going. I get it, and that's hypocritical because I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to tell you this. This act doesn't look. This acts like I don't know. I don't know. Hut. What's wrong with that? You don't have to Hut. You don't have to be buying ServiceNow or Adobe. Right here, no Hut. And this was evident. This was clean. The fact that what's even more wild is let's go to this. Let's say the whole thing in one symbol and word, and you're not allowed to trade it. There's no deal on the table. Whatever happened, whatever you want to call it, no ceasefire, bomb. We're breaking a new where the VIX is lower than when there was a ceasefire. Is that correct? Does everybody get what I'm saying? Do you hear me? Is that a decent point, everyone? There's no deal on the table. Whatever the VIX is lower than it has been through this whole war situation, and more uncertainty ever coming off a weekend, into earnings season. Man, that's wild. And you know what? That's why price action trumps opinion. That's why price action trumps sentiment. That's why I'm not try to at least explain or pretend to be a geopolitical politician. I have no idea. Straits of Hormuz, Straits of freaking Long Island, Straits of San Francisco. All I know is that there's a lot of things that you should be doing well as stocks take out new highs in multiple different levels and categories, as well as people getting some reprieve on some dead cat bounces, like for mentioned Jane Norm. And believe me, you're going to make money in FIG. You know I'm always early. It's incredible. And you know what I like? And listen, let's get freaking serious. I think the stock UUU is very, very clean compared to everything else. Compared to the rest of them breaking, I think this looks beautiful. I really do. I'm in it. And here's the weekly. Okay. Now, this is not my type of trade because it's going to work 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and I'm going to jump out at the first split down. We know what's going on here. But I'm in it. UUUU. Aklo moving. And yes, there is calls. And there's been calls for a couple of weeks, Cherry. Not enough for me to even be mentioning a lot, but there is. And let's go. Let's even Island Trader, FCX. You know what, Island Trader? Ocean Island Trader. You know what? I made the hard money. It's beautiful. I don't see the calls going off, but FCX has everything that you want going for it. It's outperforming gold. I know it has gold. It's outperforming natural gas. We know it is natural gas. Let's go to ECO copper. No, hold on. ERO. I'm sorry. ERO copper. All right. Copper looks good. So FCX has copper go. FCX is outperforming the majority of conglomerates relative to its commodity. I believe it looks great. It looks beautiful. Are you kidding me? It looks beautiful. God forbid it breaks out on high volume. And I'm open to suggestions on this chart. At least the chart. And I think I made a pretty good case for the other ones. Let's go to some. We want to go to options because my opinions are relevant. Let me give a quick shout out to Jesus feed, and let me just say once and for all, the only and one of the only feeds. If I was stranded on a proverbial desert island, and I only had one feed to pay for, this one, LAC call, Baba's sneaking, and I like that. Nobody, you know what's good about the Chinese trade? No one's talking about it. Baba, I've done worse. Billy got upgraded this morning. Doesn't look bad. JD, the worst of the worst. All of a sudden, look at this thing. Anyway, some China stocks taking calls, but I wouldn't put much credence. They're trying to chase, some gamma. CPNG, what happened here? I can't look. We talk about option flow here, right? Let me get on the video. Thank you, Ocean Island Trader, for participating. I've seen you before. All right. We talk about sometimes there's confusing flow. Weeklies don't put that much credence. Weeklies are the very reason why I bought a service now. I'll mark it on close, 88.30 on Friday. They had the perfect storm. They had end of the week expiration. Plus, they had the daily ODT, which is imploding, and they sold it right on the low volume. That's why I did it. Now, am I upset that I made a little bit of money? Oh, hold on a second. I was happy I was in the trade. I was available, but I wanted it to open down. Hence, you never really get the fat pitch. You know what I mean? I'm up. I had 4,000 or 5,000 shares. I'm up $4. I wanted to be down $2 on 8,000 shares. Believe me. Then it would have taken up to maybe, regardless, trade's over. Trade's not over, but this is the type of option flow you wanted to see. I'm not going to forget my point. I know I go off on tangents. Let me take myself off the screen. Is this. And when I say certain option flows, and when I say Dell, all right, beautiful. Breaking out, coming down to all the moving averages that you want on low volume, then taking calls right on the short-term 10-day, as it's showing tremendous relative strength compared to the NASDAQ. Dell taking calls, and it's taking more calls. And I'll show you. And it should. Dell, let me pop this thing up. I'm not in it. LYB, best of breed chemical stocks. They're going into June. They're saying, you know what? Maybe everything rotates. Maybe crude pulls back. I get it. But LYB, they want some of it going into June. It's a little bit too rotational for me at this point to make a commitment into June. But LYB, they're going into, and I would be remiss if I didn't say it because it's right in front of you. LYB. Citicorp, more. Microsoft, more. Cipher, more. We're in that. How could you not be in Cipher? I can say, well, we've been looking. The majority of people here, I think, if they would consider someone a doctor, they would know. If you look at charts all day long for at least whatever amount, okay, it's the same as it looked like in an X-ray. Now, if you put this right on an X-ray machine, and the doctor says, "Doctor, I think I broke my leg. How does this look?" I'd say, "Yeah, you broke your leg. That's how good this chart looks. This is an X-ray. More calls, and I'm in it. I have a broken record in this." Iron goes with Cipher. Should know that, right? We all know that. Data center. There's the volume. There's the 50-day. Above the 50-day. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's a third day up. Note the calls. Maybe tomorrow opens and so the same thing happens. Maybe there's the taco trade. The thing opens down $1. Believe me, it's the first one they're going to come after. One of those, believe me. CTA fund flows. Panic volume. No panic. Nike calls. What's this thing doing? 044? No. You know what? That's not bad. Now's the starting point for that. We say this a lot. Now's the starting point for Nike. You want to know why? It's almost the same service, the same now theory. That had the baby out with the bathwater. I will go over that team trade now that I think about it in the back of my mind. Getting back to Nike, this might be that proverbial they threw it out with the weeklies and the ODT. It did go down and finish on the low Friday with a lot of good volume. And believe me, that volume is skewed considering that what it's done the past 2 weeks. So Nike, I would endorse this entry. And by the way, we have stayed away. Calls came up. Nike, onion. Share a good stock selection. No onion calls. But you know what? Was calls. Good eye. Listen, I'm not going to talk you out of this either. This is a low road. This thing never made new lows, and this has it in it. And they make decent shoes. Crocs. How about this run? Look at that running Crocs. 75 to 105. Croc a doodle doo. How about you? Who's Ocean Island Trader? Did I make the point, Ocean? The Crocs. Listen, I've been doing this a long time. I should be doing this. It's not to impress you. It's to impress to you. I'm expecting. I say it all the time. It hasn't been that hard. You can now it hasn't. It doesn't even matter whether VIX is or anything. Just buy new stock high. We're traders. Once it gets initiated, then you trade it. You know, when Sunrise Trader, who's older than I am, and his probably trades just as many macro things like a LYP. He's even bringing up Western Digital. Look at it. You know what Western Digital looks like? The amazing thing is some of these memory stocks just look like banks. Western Digital kind of looks like Citicorp to me. To a degree. You get what I'm saying with the gap, it holds higher high, same thing. All right, let's look at the 52 new high list. Now, this says to me, Intel, macro, NBIS, different sector, new high, macro. Caterpillar, industrial, new high, macro. GEV, macro. Budget, CLS, nice job, Sherry. Hut, mentioned J. By the way, Sherry, you have to tell you, I did tell you Jable. I gave once you said CLS, I said then you. Oh, you know what it wasn't was Jable, it was Flex. Flex I gave you at 74, 74.90. Yep, right here. I said Flex the other day when you said CLS, and I did look at because it was at the 75 strike price. Flex, going higher. Flex too. Getting in a rhythm. Yep. Riven looks great. Riven looks great. And I'm going to tell you something. What this Riven does, you got to buy in the money calls going out a month because if it's going to work, it's going to work soon. But it's something that I would really love to build a big position in. But I'm not that good at these type of, I buy like they're worth calls, man, big calls. They're worth what is this? They're worth like April freaking 15 calls. A lot of them. And don't watch it. Mary's overtime. Those eventually listen, it was evident. How about CLSK? The good thing, listen, the good thing through all this is that I don't want to act like I'm pretending like I'm selling some of these real estate portfolios that I figured out the real estate market at 3 in the morning on an infomercial. All right, I'm fine. I'm not selling my style. I'm portraying what I see the majority of people make money in calls. I didn't make up calls. Volume's been around more than oxygen. Volume, oxygen, been around that long. Wolf has it in it. It's stalling. Should be higher. It hit the 20. Going higher, probably. You know what I mean? But see that I got shut down again. Look at it. I said them shut down. You believe that shit? Chewy sucks. Cipher calls are off the board. They're going into these data centers, and Cipher's not the only one. I'll show you again. Cipher, more. Iron, more. Wolf, Nike, not in data centers. Do I have Cipher? 8, I don't have enough. I just bought 8,000 more in top tick. What a putz. Look at this you. J Norm, you like you? Have Cipher? 8, I don't have enough. MP, that genius was buying MP here this day, and I go, these are not the calls that you want to see. I said, don't do them. That guy was pounding them. You're going from TradingView to TC. No, listen, brother, this is a big freaking situation. It's like sending a kid away to college. It's a big change. Signed up for TradingView to change trading platforms for charts. Oof. Can I give you a suggestion? Why don't you do MarketSmith? You know MarketSmith? J Norm? Or everybody else out there. Do you know it? That's what MarketSmith is. This one. Who's one of my boys that uses MarketSmith? I'll give you a MarketSmith guy. Marty. Markets. These are the Market Surge ones. So it just changed name to MarketSmith. TSK. I believe this NVO is going to pop. I got a feeling. This NVO's got a big day in it. I really, really do. It has calls. It has the specs. I just got a feeling. I don't know if that's tantamount for all this time. I got a feeling the NVO is in it. BKTX. VIX breaking low into the 330 close. You know what? You see, that's now we're talking trading here. You see that? Look at Sharon. I have a feeling LYG will rally into close. That's a trader. Let's post this. Yeah. Great stock selection. Proud of people. Proud of everybody. Toast. Remember they said the toast? This toast is taking calls too, you know. There's worse. There's worse. You don't like jam, then you can just get some toast. Where's car? JP, you know what they're doing? Nobody's looking. They're breaking the banks into the close. High. Look. Who's got earnings after the close? What am I doing? Wait. I'm going to tell you, everyone that's present, what an amazing. You got to obviously choose your own style, but I think I've made a hell of a case for if you follow volume and the calls, you don't have to. I mean, it makes it simple. It's less work to worry about all the noise. It's not noise. It's real. It's war and movement and rates and everything. CarMax. What's in the morning? Nothing in the morning. That's all I care about. I can trade out of things after the close. What is this? Oh, before the open. That is before. JP Morgan, Citi, Johnny John. I took a decent position in Medtronic. I'm down in this Medtronic in the fund. There's the weekly. See, it's dancing on the weekly now. Quality company. I buy every dip on Medtronic. So the CarMax. Ugh. You want to sleep a retailer? J Norm. You know, I might do it. I might buy the used auto part. No, the used car sector. Bullish. CarMax has earnings in the morning, right? Heavily shorted, turnaround story, blah. There's the bottom, much like an MP, much like all the MP is a different category, obviously, but advanced auto parts. You want to be. You don't want to be wrong on. You do not want to be on the other side in the advanced auto parts. Look at the range. And there's the weekly. Is that above the weekly? As long as it's above the weekly. Sherry, these are all yours. You know what? They took calls too. I know it sounds like everything took calls, and maybe it did. A-Lab. CRDO. Remember that CRDO? You said A-Lab. I said actually CRDO was better. And A-Lab wound up being better. Incredible. Miser. There he is. Are you eating, Miser? Are you chowing now? Any chemical names? Yes, I brought it up before. Which one did I bring up? You came in late, Miser. Which one did I bring up chemical names? LYB, Junes, a lot of them. They're not even cheapies. LYB, Miser. Sherry, you are in it. Sherry, I see you, Gino. Good stock selection with the VRM. Sherry, you are in it. I'm serious, man. I'm being straight up. The fact that you're in A-Lab, phenomenal. Eventually, you'll be able to size up, and over years, or hopefully less than that, or whatever it may be, as a student, you'll realize it. That's a great stock selection. You're in it. You're not asking. Well done. Well done. Well done. CE. Yeah. I was talking about A-Lab, about being in CRDO and A-Lab. Sherry. CE, I like CE. As a matter of fact, CE is going on my screen. Let's go to a couple more calls at the close. See, it looks good, Jingle. Matter of fact, it feels like it's going to go. What is this thing? Iron and Cipher. Do I have to? I mean, I've been saying it since 11 o'clock this morning when I was buying it. Late day buying. What's this? DFTX. That's sexy. Ooh, an unusual, sexy biotech. I love it. What is this thing? Take me off the video because this thing looks power. DFTX. Calls in this bio. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to be. No, write it down. You have fear because you're oversized. Planeteer's not taking calls at all. Doesn't mean it's not going to work. Bitcoin's at the high. All right, let's get down to business. VIX breaking low into the close. AMPX will buy more. AMPX will buy more. Where's the weekly close? AMPX, the high close, weekly close on AMPX is right here. I'm down in Chewy. What a bad position. Selling it. Goldman Sachs breaking high, going positive. You saw that this morning. Amazing, just amazing. Banks breaking high in my top left. Top left here, boom, boom. US Bank breaking high. Allstate breaking high. KeyBank breaking high. Citibank breaking high. Etsy. Oh no, Miss Sherry. Breaking high. There's your chance to make it all back in Etsy. Oh my God. Sherry, listen, this is a fair comment. You can't beat yourself up over it at this, all right? It's the majority of the bottom. And don't bottom pick. You know, I'm doing both. I do everything. Service now breaking high. Wix. You know what's good? This 3M is breaking high. That's good for you, the chemicals. Looks good. Or industrials, you get the picture, but it's also a chemical. EOs work beautifully. You want your positions the way it goes again. Was AMPX. Market's ripping. All right. I guess we'll leave it there. Uber, big day. It's not big. It's an $80, $70 stock. QXO somehow back to 22. Thank you, Sherry. Listen, yeah, it's all good, guys. Leave it there. I don't think, there's nothing. You get the picture from here. Thank you for participating. Miser, CELYB. Cheers. Thanks, Jose.